Oh my god, it's another Draw My Life thing. Anyway, I'm doing this because of Phil and because of Chloe, and I think PJ's in the process of making his, so him as well, and also so that when I'm 87 I can look back at this and cry. Anyway, I was born on the 2nd of April in the Princess Royal Hospital. I think I was meant to be born on the 1st, but baby me was like, lol no, wait an hour bitch, so I wasn't. I went to, and still go to, a relatively posh, all-girls school in the south of England. I don't remember a lot about my early childhood, but I do remember being in year 3 and being weirdly popular for some reason, which is kind of worrying since my favourite game at that time was where me and my best friend pretended to be kidnappers. There was like this weird craze when everyone was tying each other to trees with skipping ropes. I also kind of vaguely remember having to have my appendix taken out, which was my first proper operation, like, ever. I went back to the Princess Royal and I watched The Lion King at least 10 times, and I made collages with blue glue, which is still the best thing ever, by the way, and I still managed to be in my school play the day after I got back, even if all I did was sit on a chair and shake my plastic maraca. However, this newfound popularity didn't last that long, because a lot of my friends moved away after that, and by the time I was in year 6, I had about 2 close friends. I didn't really mind though, because we were the Amigos and we had a song. That was about the time when I started to get into stuff like Doctor Who and steampunk and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and generally become a better person. There were 2 main things that happened that year. Firstly, there was this radio show that I really loved called Go For It. It's been cancelled now, but basically what happened was I wrote in and said, you should totally do an episode about Barack Obama, because like history and stuff, and yeah. And then they wrote back and went, that's a great idea, come and be in it in London and bring friends. So I went up to London and the Radio 4 recording studios, and I met my childhood hero Barney Harwood, and it was all amazing and really great, and it started a lifelong love of radio, which I'm going to love forever. The second thing that happened was to do with my mum. She's got multiple sclerosis and has been finding it hard to get around already, but that year she fell over and did something bad to her knee. I'm not entirely sure what, but ever since then she hasn't walked. She basically spends all her time in bed or a wheelchair now. I don't really have a lot of memories of her before the MS really started becoming apparent. At this point we move on to year 7 in the big scary school, and when I joined Tumblr for the first time and became a boosler. However, at this point, the only 2 friends I had started arguing, and by the end of the year, they kind of hated each other with a fiery passion, which was awkward for me, but I still talked to them both. This did, however, at the time, result in my 11-year-old emo stage, which was just me wearing black eyeliner and the one black dress I owned. This stage lasted for about a week. Okay, moving on. The other big thing that happened in year 7 was that I joined my first drama group and I had my first ever crush. This was the boy called Angus, who was a bit older than me and did fencing. Possibly had some good taste, but I still wrote vaguely creepy generic diary entries about him that were really stalkerish. However, he later got leukemia and sadly passed away, but I like to think that he would have laughed at my weirdly obsessive infatuation with him. I moved house, which I was really pissed about at the time. I was really generically British about it, and I wrote my dad an angry letter saying, let's not move, but then we did anyway. And I'm glad we did, because we now have, it's a bigger house for Mum, and we have a coffee machine. Then in year 9, I finally gathered up the courage to actually talk to people in my class, because I was sort of vague acquaintances with everyone. So I'd made 2 proper friends with Sam and Nina, who are just super cool. We basically just messed around in drama and did Harry Potter musical impressions. And then what happened was I made friends with their friends, who had previously been acquaintances, and then I made friends with their friends, and then their friends, and then I kind of ended up in this massive group of fandom friends, and we all just sort of flipped out together over various things. And this is what I like to call the all roads lead to Sam and Nina theory. I also had to choose my GCSEs, which is what I'm studying now. I'm doing computer science, drama, Spanish and RS, along with all the obligatory stuff like maths and science and I was kind of freaking out at the time because basically, the way the UK education system works is that a 13-year-old gets told, pick the subjects you're going to build a future out of, and don't choose the wrong ones, because then you're fucked. I am glad I picked the ones I did, though, because they're things I really enjoy. Now I fuck around with the camera and go to the BBC Radio Theatre and blog like it's my life support, and it's pretty great. I'm actually reasonably happy with the person I am at the moment. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe for more, because, well, yeah, about that. I've lost my camera. because I'm clever, I've been filming this on my tablet. This is probably like the 5th take or something I'm doing. And I don't have, and I don't have the audio, so this is on my horrible laptop with the terrible microphone. Yeah. But still, please